You're still watching Prime Morning. It's time for us to delve into what the newspapers have for us. Time for News Flash. And it's probably brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Are you looking for mobile phones? Are you looking for television sets? Are you looking for tabletop fridges, air conditioners, or even CCTV cameras? Then look no further, because Franco Trading Enterprise has got all of that. It is not fake. It is all original, very authentic. Now, if you visit our shop, we are actually running a promo up to 30% discount. Yes, you get all of that and many more. And we actually advise you not to go on Google to pick the number, because you know what? Too many fraudsters on there trying to scam people. We don't want our customers scammed. We love and cherish our customers. So please don't pick the number there. Just go on your phone, go to Google App Store and download the app. It's Franco Trading app. So the app is Franco Trading app. You can order whatever you want from that app, or you visit our website for more details. It's www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone papa pafi. I have my first guest here, still waiting for the others to join. I know they will be here very, very soon. So let me welcome Tettey Tetteh. Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you too?
I'm fine.
Great. And he's representing the NDC this morning. Very poised for the conversation. This morning, we'll speak a little bit about, the law, since some of us haven't been to law school, and he is more of a lawyer, and even many more. He'll be able to delve into that for us. Let me quickly read what the newspapers are saying, and then we can delve into our topics. But don't forget that today we are talking about the doomsday crisis. We are talking about LPG price hikes. We are also talking about fuel prices. And I was talking about fuel price. Okay, doomsday crisis, LPG, fuel price. We talk about Sedina, who has been sentenced in absentia, sentenced because she's caused a financial loss to the state, 90 million Ghana cedis financial loss to the state. And then we'll probably, briefly talk about the IMF deal, where we have been told that currently we are out of our economic woes. Things are definitely on the right path. So send your messages to us if you agree with all of these. I'll start off with the Daily Searchlight newspaper, the Daily Searchlight. And it reads, Police Squad in Human Rights Abuse Drama. Trouble brews in Togo at ECOWAS comes under the hammer. CRM to bring LPG closer to consumers. FDA embarks on a survey on artificial repining of mangoes in market, and Dejrahima has no war with Obri Buahin. That'll be it for the Daily Searchlight newspaper. The next newspaper is the Economy Times. The Economy Times. Job availability up by 3.7%. Banks tighten credit stances for businesses, and Ghana economy to grow by 4.4% by end of 2025. IMF says so. The Ghanaian Publisher newspaper is the next newspaper. The Ghanaian Publisher. Former ECG board fights PURC over liability charges. We know that PURC actually has fined the board chair, and not just the board chair, the former board members of ECG, and they have actually written back to their lawyers saying that this fine is unacceptable, and something ought to be done about it. So I think that this case will definitely head to court. NPP youth shake Ashanti. The worst is over for Ghana's economy, says IMF. MASLOC happening outright thievery, said PEMCA, and CRM to make LPG accessible. This is NPA board. So that's it for the Ghanaian Publisher newspaper. The next newspaper is the New Finder newspaper. The New Finder. ECG's double jeopardy bears brand of customers while losing revenue, though not responsible for power cuts. Yesterday, somebody asked the question, why can't ECG just say something? Why can't they provide, a timetable? But guess what? I know Honorable IEP granted an interview and said that it's not easy for a timetable to be drafted. All right. World Bank, IMF affirmed Ghana's economic recovery, says Dr. Adam. 5.8 billion Ghana cedis PURC fine unlawful, says ECG board, and continue your good works at Housing Ministry, Asante Hene tells Opong Nkrumah. The Republic Press newspaper is the next newspaper. Farmer sentenced to 24 years for defiling pupil. FDA warns against hazardous use of calcium carbide to ripen fruits. Wow, is this what people are doing? Hey, are you not thinking about people's health? Chieftaincy Ministry, National House of Chiefs to amend customs and tradition. Ghana gets IMF thumbs up as economy bounces back. Minority MPs fight for Mahama as Apenyoma counts him out. TUC slams Professor Adey for rating Togolese workers over Ghanaians. And that will be it for the Republic Press newspaper. Let's see the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The Ghanaian Times newspaper. And it reads, at inauguration of Ghana Cote d'Ivoire Cocoa Initiative Secretariat, let's deal with challenges in global cocoa price hikes. President to cocoa-producing countries. Western North most expensive food region, says GSS. And danger looms at Oibi Sasabi. And you see a pole, I think it's an electric pole or something. Sometimes these things, you see them and you'll be shocked that it's been there for more than a month. More than a month. And nobody seems to be doing anything about it. On our way to work this morning, you know, when it rained over the week, no, it wasn't over the weekend, last week. The rains actually came in last week. So the stretch from Legon all the way to, I think, Shiashi, from Legon traffic light to Shiashi, the rains actually put some sand on the road, which is very dangerous. If a car is speeding and uses that road, that car can be thrown off. That sand can actually cause potholes on the road, and it's been there since Wednesday, and nobody seems to be doing anything about it. It's sand. I don't think it will take even 10 minutes to clear that sand off the road. But guess what? Nobody is bothered. It's there. If it will destroy the road, we don't care. If somebody will get an accident from it, we don't care. It's there. Our final newspaper is the Daily Guide newspaper. 3 killed in gas explosion, the Daily Guide. ECG board fights PURC over 5.8 million Ghana cedis fine. TUC descends on Professor Adey. NPP youth wing shakes Ashanti. Leave Baumia alone, VIP chasers told. Okay, so I'm guessing that VIP chasers are being told, the VIP chasers are definitely going to be the opposition. The opposition could be any political party in opposition, not just the NDC. But we have PNC, there is Ikriadonkos party is there. There are so many political parties that are there as well. Some entertainment stories coming in. Irie Logan ties the knot. Congratulations, darling. KK Kabobo goes home in June. There was a 1-week celebration which took place over the weekend. And also, the sad news that came in yesterday, gospel musician Koda dead. So we'll do our final at the back page, which is some sports. Arsenal offload Partey. Is Partey still at Arsenal? Well, and he's not playing. Top European clubs set to partner Kempong Academy, and I didn't sleep after penalty miss. This coming from Bernardo Silva. And that will be all for what the newspapers have for us this morning. Let me introduce my other guests who are seated right now. Representing the NPP this morning is Kwesi Boche. Hello, Kwesi.
Hi, Roselyn.
How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Because you've been going to school, eh?
Exactly.
What are you studying?
I'm studying law.
Hey, everybody's studying law.
Actually, I'm in my final lap, so
that's
I'm
nice.
praying for God's mercies, to cross the final lap.
Oh, shall be well.
We are following the footsteps of senior here, so...
So which one are you doing? Which of the laws are you
For
doing?
now, you'd have to do everything. So probably
okay.
when you finish...
Oh, you're doing the LLB?
No, I'm in the law school.
Oh, you're in, okay.
Part 2, actually. I'm almost
Oh,
done.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so Makola. Oh, that's nice. Oh, then you complete very soon.
Very soon.
Then we'll come for graduation. Oh.
Oh, very soon, very soon.
Make sure you have a party, a big one.
Of course. You'll be the organizer of the
Hey.
party, so don't worry.
The big man himself is here, Bernard Mornah. Bernard, good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Exquisitely looking.
Thank you very much.
Well, yesterday Eben over-celebrated.
Hey.
But this morning, Brenda said, after what the wife did to him, it is not possible for him to wake up early. I don't know what Brenda knows, but I don't know. Because I thought that it was just a day for the wife and then to celebrate her 40 years on earth. I think that it was well organized. We wish our wife the very best in health, in wealth, and in longevity. Because if you have all and you die prematurely, it doesn't add up. But I saw a couple of people. That is to tell you that because of Eben, a number of people came to celebrate their wife. Even at the time that I was leaving, some people were still coming.
Oh, wow.
And then I left almost around 10 o'clock, but people were still trooping in, despite the drizzling. I'm not surprised that Ebenezer is not able to come this morning, in spite of the fact that I gave him the words of Brenda that you make sure you come.
But Bernard, let me ask you this. We know a part of your party, the PNC, has broken away and formed a new party. We heard about it last week. As the leader of the PNC, what's your take on it?
Well, it's sad news that people cannot accept the tenets of democracy. You were elected as national officers at a Congress at which I was defeated. I accepted the outcome of the elections and went my way to do what I have to do. Then I laced my boots to come for the obvious position. In the course of your work, the leadership of the party had disagreement. One group decided that they would suspend the general secretary, a position that I've always held is not tenable. Congress, in my opinion, is like the Supreme Court. NEC is like the Court of Appeal. The national officers of FEC becomes what I call the High Courts, and in that order. That is my understanding. So when Congress takes a decision, it can only take Congress to invalidate its own decision and not any subordinate body. So for NEC to just impose on itself the powers to suspend an elected person at Congress, I have always disagreed. But you see, sometimes people want to learn that some precedents have been set. This started when Edward Mahama decided that Atiq Mohammed should be suspended by NEC, and I'm sure you know. Despite that I have never agreed with Atiq, I stood my grounds and said it was wrong. Because to go around this country to go and be elected as a national officer, it's not a joke. You travel over 275 constituencies. You go to all the regions, sometimes even beyond. Then when you are elected, somebody come and sit down with a narrow executive and say that, look, we have suspended you. It doesn't sit well for me. So I protested the suspension of Atiq. Some of the people that today are affected or are beneficiaries actually supported that Edward Mahama could take the action that he took. And so when Abasara and Co also took over, they realized that they were not working well. They were not gelling with Janet Nabila. So they also decided that, why? In view of that, they can suspend Janet Nabila. They suspended Janet. Janet also went and organized another group of people and said, look, we also organize a NEC. And so if NEC can suspend me, we too can suspend the national executives. And I kept insisting that it was wrong. Hey, bury the hatchet, let's work together. They took the matter to court. And the court ruled that, why? Janet, you are still a national officer, but you are suspended. So if you are suspended, what do? You come back to the party and make an appeal for the party to reinstate you. However, she thinks that once the court has ruled, she cannot go back to the party. That cannot constitute democracy. Then you organize people and say that you are forming a new political party. Unfortunately for you, the party you are forming is not actually new. Because you are using the People's National Convention. The PNC is a direct progeny of the People's National Convention, People's National Party. So evidently, if you go to the internet, if you go to even the Electoral Commission, the structures of the origins of the party, it tells you where the PNC is coming from. So I don't know, lawyers are here. But you cannot go and take the mother party and come and say that you are reforming it again. It has already been in existence. There's that it gave birth to this and then the sequel, it continues. I think that, look, in political parties we disagree. We argue because we want progress. We don't make these arguments because we want to crack or break ourselves. So the Janet and her team should come back to the party. And then so that we can fuse together. This is the time, this is the year of our glory, and you are bringing pettiness.
We hope that Janet and team will listen and come back to the PNC. The PNC needs a unity to be able to come to pass. So please, Janet and team, Bernard is calling on all of you to come back to the PNC. Every problem is solvable. Let's start off with our very first story, which happens to be, the MASLOC issue, where the former boss of MASLOC has been sentenced to 10 years. Although she's not present in the country, she's been sentenced. So anytime she comes to the country, she'll have to serve this sentence. Bernard hasn't been here to discuss it. Godwin hasn't been here. So hasn't Kwesi Botwe been here as well. And we know that the Deputy Attorney General has also spoken, and he's saying that with regards to the financial loss that Madam Sedina and her team caused is actually completely unacceptable. Hence, they had to make this decision. Let me start this conversation with Kwesi Botwe. Kwesi.
Thank you very much, Roselyn. A good morning to you and colleagues. Today happens to be the birthday of my mom.
Oh.
She's the parliamentary candidate for the Trobo constituency.
Okay.
So,
what's her name?
Gloria Wusu. Wow. So a very happy birthday to my mom, Gloria Wusu. And the parliamentary candidate for the good people of Trobo. I'm confident that the good people of Trobo would have mercy on her and vote her into power come 7th December. She's already started doing very well in the constituency, so I'm confident about her prospects. On the MASLOC matter, I think it's an unfortunate situation, but it depicts the kind of opposition we have in this country with regards to the NDC. I personally think that what Madam Sedina Tamakloe did, according to what the court said, it's very bad for us as a nation. Because to steal 90 million Ghana cedis belonging to the ordinary taxpayer, belonging to our mothers at Abogboloshi, our mothers at Malata Market, and flood victims and fire victims is something that is unacceptable, totally unacceptable. It is something that God may not even forgive you. Because when the state gives you money to use it to assist people who are in distress, and you decide to steal the money for your personal gain, it is an act of treachery and total wickedness. But for me, all this that has happened, I blame just one person, the former president, John Dramani Mahama. He's the one to be blamed. But for her, Sedina wouldn't have had the opportunity to steal our money.
What did he do? Because
he appointed Sedina Tamakloe as MASLOC CEO and failed to exercise the necessary supervisory role to, supervise the affairs of Madam Sedina Tamakloe. MASLOC operates directly under the office of the president. And so it is important that we call Mahama out for failing to supervise the activities of Madam Sedina Tamakloe. And I'm using this opportunity to call on all well-meaning Ghanaians to mount pressure on John Dramani Mahama to produce Madam Sedina Tamakloe in order for her to come and serve a jail term. But for Mahama, Ghanaians wouldn't have known Sedina Tamakloe from anywhere. So let us all come together. Personally, I am about to organize a demonstration. And I'm glad the Honorable Bernard Mornah is here. We all know that when it comes to this country and it comes to demonstrations, you can't take him out. And so let's all come together and call on the former president to produce Madam Sedina Tamakloe as a matter of urgency to come back to Ghana to serve her jail term, to serve as a deterrent to other public officers. Because what has happened at MASLOC is very bad. I am expecting a statement from John Mahama to disassociate himself from what Madam Sedina Tamakloe has did. But it looks as if the NDC are all behind her. So far, I have not heard any of the NDC officials saying that she should come back to serve. The woman is not dead. She's still alive. And so, committing such a crime, I think that she should be brought to book. She should be made to explain why she stole the money of the good people of this country. Right. Because Roselyn, 90 million Ghana cedis. Do you know that this money, if it is shared among all Ghanaians, everybody can get about 5 cedis or so.
Right.
Because we are just about 25 million people in population. And just for one person to steal 90 million Ghana cedis, it's an unforgivable act. And I am calling on the former president that he should, as a matter of agency, produce Madam Sedina Tamakloe to serve her jail. Because Mahama knows where Sedina Tamakloe is. It is Mahama who introduced Sedina. He brought Sedina Tamakloe into his government. And Sedina Tamakloe is not the only person. It looks as if the NDC government was a party of excuse my language, some thieves. Because you have about 25 former appointees of John Dramani Mahama being convicted. You have Eugene Bafuboni, the Chief Executive Officer for NCA, Matthew Teve, the board chairman. You have the Venture Capital CEO, Daniel Oduku. You have the Chief Operating Officer at Venture Capital also being convicted. I mean, a host of them. And so it looks as if the NDC, when it comes to corruption, they are champions in corruption.
Let me ask you this. I think one of the concerns with regards to Madam Sedina's, conviction happens to be a similarity with Madam Cecilia Dapaah. In recent times, under the NPP, Madam Cecilia Dapaah, although not found guilty, certain revelations came up. $1 million, some amount of, undisclosed amount, quite huge in euros and other currencies, were found in her home. Let's not forget that she actually went to Parliament to say that she used 40 million to drench Odor, and Odor has still not been drenched as we sit here. And so we are looking at instances like this. But this woman, the political party, the NPP, has not actually said to us that, yes, this woman is doing the wrong thing, and so we are disassociating ourselves. We had the president actually say that he knows that at the end of the day, she will be cleared for who she is. Yet you are saying that John Dramani Mahama should come and disassociate himself from this woman. You are saying that this woman should be brought to serve the jail, although we are being told that she's sick. But we are seeing that under your government, we look at Charles Bissue, who mysteriously, his account that had to be, it was frozen. Money got lost from Charles Bissue's account. Mysteriously, Kwesi Nyantakyi is still walking around and still even had the opportunity to contest on the ticket of NPP to try to become the parliamentary member for, what's it called, a Jisto constituency. Yes. We are crucifying somebody just because she's in the opposition party.
Thank you very much. I mean, there is no similarity between Madam Cecilia Dapaah's issue and Sedina Tamakloe's. These are two very distinct matters. They are widely distinct.
How?
Madam Sedina Tamakloe has been convicted by a court of competent jurisdiction that she's a thief. I'm not the one saying it. The court categorically described Madam Sedina Tamakloe of stealing 90 million Ghana cedis belonging to the good people of this country. Cecilia Dapaah has not been convicted by any court. No court has given its ruling that Cecilia Dapaah, the money allegedly found in her home, granted without admitting that it is true. Because I don't know if it is true that certain monies were found in her home, but granted
but we are not saying it. It is actually out there.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's not forget that the Office of the Special Prosecutor did let us know that these monies were found. So we can't say that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Granted without admitting.
Then it means that the Special Prosecutor is lying.
Granted without admitting it is true.
Okay.
Madam Cecilia Dapaah has not been officially charged for stealing monies belonging to Ghanaians. You make the claim that she said she dredged the Odor River with 40 million. Nobody has been able to draw
Add the currency.
Was it dollars or
yes,
cedis?
Dollars.
Nobody has been able to draw the connection that she stole monies through, that scheme. And so, Madam Cecilia Dapaah's matter is a very different matter altogether. Currently in this country, there are so many people who keep their monies under their beds. And so her matter is a very different matter. On the Charles Bissue matter, the matter is still in court, so I want to restrain myself from commenting on it. But Madam Sedina Tamakloe has been described as a thief.
Okay.
And I am calling on Mahama to produce the thief because he introduced this particular thief to come and steal monies belonging to the good people of this country. But for Mahama again, the woman wouldn't have had opportunity to serve at MASLOC. And if you look at the narration, the stealing started from 2015. Somewhere around 2014, coming through to 2016. So it was something that was a conscious effort. For me, I think that there was an avenue to create loot and share amongst themselves. because we are aware of how Madam Sedina Tamakloe sponsors so many NDC franchises in this country. And so it was the NDC that encouraged her to actually engage in that act.
Really?
And no amount of justification.
Are you saying
Roselyn,
on record that
Roselyn,
encouraged her?
Of course, she's a member of their party. Madam Sedina Tamakloe is a card-bearing member of the NDC. And the NDC, none of the NDC executives were able to warn her that, Madam, stop what you are doing. What you are doing is against the laws of this country. Okay. And Roselyn, as I end, no amount of justification, no amount of explanation, no amount of defense can exonerate what Madam Sedina Tamakloe has done. Because the court has spoken. The court has described her as a thief for stealing the monies of over 90 million cedis belonging to the good people of this country.
Great. Gideon?
Yes, thank you very much, Roselyn. Let me say good morning to your viewers. Well, it's unfortunate that just some few appointees that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has appointed, have tend to be, convicted. But before I continue, I wish to remind viewers and Ghanaians of the 24-hour economy. The reason why I tell you that, last week, I was going to Hokwe in court, and my client was asking me, he just saw one of the banners, and he said, what is this 24-hour economy about? Then it reminded me that I ought not to stop evangelizing the good works or the promise of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in terms of the 24-hour economy. Clearly, it is jobs, jobs, and jobs, including my junior here. Once he's called to the bar, he will get to realize that the 24-hour economy will come to his rescue. In the event he doesn't want to practice in the corporate, private, he doesn't want to be a private practitioner, and he wants to go corporate, the 24-hour economy will work, because clearly His Excellency Dramani Mahama is indicating that he's going to give money, financial support, tax incentives, and many incentives for businesses who want to subscribe to a 24-hour economy. That is the catchword. Because if it's just about 24-hour economy and government is not supporting, I beg you, let me make my point. You had your point. Yeah, you had your point. You have to show some discipline. Once the government believes that private institutions who wish to subscribe to the 24-hour economy are going to benefit, that is the catchword. So it means that automatically, once you want to assist in providing jobs for the youth and anyone who's unemployed, you're going to get a tax incentive, electricity incentives, and many of you. Then clearly, it is actually going to reduce the high rate of unemployment. Now let me deal with. So I will encourage Ghanaians to vote for Dramani Mahama come December 7th. Now let me deal with the issue of Madam Sedina. Now look, last week I was talking to one of your colleagues in the media, and I was saying that Madam Sedina did not run away from this country. I recall that when she was being granted bail, she was made to deposit her passport and fulfill as part of her bail conditions. Now, because she indicated that she was unwell and that she needed to leave the country to attend to her medical issues, she was given her passport to go. So, it is not that she has run away from Ghana and that we can't find her and that she has been sentenced. No. Based on medical grounds, she was made to walk majestically out of this country because it was found out that she was not well. As we speak, if up till now she has not come back, then it may be that she's still not well. And the court accommodates the fact that once a party is unwell and is able to produce medical report to that effect, the court will not say that you are lying.
So how come they sentenced her in absentia? Yes,
so I'm coming there. Now, it is because the period in which Madam Sedina was given, that I'm sure she had promised that she was going to come in a setting after some period. She had not come. And it looks like they are not heard from her. And the case had kept too long. And obviously, the court will not want to keep a matter just because, you have been given a period and you have not come and it's still pending. So the court had to proceed. She's been sentenced in absentia. Now, I heard the Deputy Attorney General indicating that yes, it is because, invoking the extradition process so that at least they can bring her. Obviously, it's because they have signed agreement with United States of America. They can do that. But the point is that is it that Madam Sedina has run away? I don't think she has run away. She will be willing to come once she's better. If she's not here, then I'm sure that it's because she's unwell and she's still not recovered. And because that's the reason why she was given a passport. On a very good day, you will not be given a passport when you have been found to be accused of some corruption and as part of the bail conditions, your passport has been seized. They will not give it to you. It's never going to happen unless the reasons that you are given is so grievous to the extent that you need to be given a passport. And that's what has happened. So obviously, once Madam Sedina recovers from her health issues, I'm sure she will come and serve a jail term. Now look. So
even if she's sick, she'll still have to come and serve her.
Yeah, but Rose, right? If you are not well, how can you come to Ghana? You are not well. You are not well, and you are only being sentenced for 10 years. If you are not well, you ought to be well before you come, because that's the reason why you went. And so, obviously, as I said, once the court proceeded, it's because they felt that the period in which they gave to her had elapsed, and yet she had not come. So obviously they'll continue. So it means that. That's what I'm telling you. It means that once she recovers from her health, she will definitely come. Don't forget.
Why didn't her lawyers seek for it?
Oh well, I can't tell about that. But I'm just trying to tell you that she left the country on medical grounds. They gave her the passport. There was no way she would have left the country without being given the passport.
Do you think the sentencing is fair?
Well, I think that the sentencing regarding what the charge sheet is fair. Now, I just want to correct an issue regarding my colleague engineer. Corruption is the groom. MPP is the groom of corruption, and I'll tell you why. Bank of Ghana. The cost of the Bank of Ghana head office is over $250 million. You referred him to Madam Cecilia Dapa, and he says the issues are distinct. He's forgotten that we will come to power. And when we come to power, we shall see.
The building of Bank of Ghana is over what?
$250 million.
It's actually over 600 million.
In fact, very well. So even more. It's even more. Now, so you can imagine, even looking at the cost of their vehicle maintenance was 131.6 million Ghana cedi. And Madam Sister Dapa, and many issues, even Mr. Kwesi Nantich, who indicated that His Excellency Akufo-Addo is in his pocket. I just want to remind my colleague engineer here that once we come to power, he will realize that just the few people that they think that they have jailed and so it means that John Mahama is keeping Sedina, as if Madam Sedina is in the house of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We shall see.
Is this some
that
sort
is
of,
where
that is where
no, because
or something?
No, this is not witch hunting. No,
ever since Madam Sedina was jailed,
it's not issue about witch hunting. We know the corrupt activities, and you even listed it to him. We know the corrupt activities that has happened where His Excellency the President Akufo-Addo has become a clearing agent. He has cleared many people because he knows that he's party people. But when we come to power, we will look into the matter again. So we will not want to talk about the issue of, I will ask my colleague to engineer to hasten slowly on the issue of, Madam Sedina is a thief and that, John Dramani Mahama should produce. John Dramani Mahama has never said that Madam Sedina is in his house or is in his bedroom or is under his bed.
What do you think he should make?
No, the comment that he should produce him. He didn't take Madam Sedina out of the country.
Right.
She went on medical grounds. And in any case, once you appoint people, you appoint them on good moral grounds. Perhaps power corrupts and power corrupts, absolutely.
All right.
No, it doesn't mean that everybody that was given an appointment has been, accused of corruption. Definitely, you will have some bad nuts. In their government, for the past 8 years, the corruption activities is bigger than the book of Harry Potter.
We don't have evidence.
It's big.
Nobody has been convicted
you just listed
of that yet.
Roselyn,
they are
you just listed even some to him. Charles Bisu, the Bank of Ghana, President Tettey, a lot of them. We will not finish today. But I just want us to understand that Madam Sedina's issue, don't forget that in as much as she has been sentenced, she can appeal. She was sentenced and convicted then in absentia, right? Because obviously the matter cannot wait for her. But when she comes, right, her lawyers will definitely do the right thing. Okay. So I don't think that we should go on this tangent of, John Dramani Mahama. And you see, it is needless for him to even go on demonstration.
Okay.
Because look, there's a procedure to produce someone, a criminal, if you as a country, once you sign treaties with the country that the person is, the country will produce the person. Right. So what is the demonstration about this one?
Okay.
You are in government, and you are talking about going on demonstration for the man to bring the person. You mean you don't know the law?
Okay.
Clearly, you have shown that you are oblivious of the law.
All right, Gideon, let me come to, PNC. Bernard, do you think that John Dramani Mahama should say something about this sentence?
Good morning to my colleagues and to you and your many viewers. Certainly, bad has been done to our nation. And I couldn't agree more with my kid brother when he said that these monies could have been used to attend to the many problems that this country is confronted with. It is not the case that anyone should be excited about the development involving Madam Sedina Tamakloe, particularly so that I got to know her a bit closer through the Alaji and Alaji programs on Radio Gold, to the time she was the CEO for the National Youth Authority, and later she became MASLOC, and probably that is the point that I never got to meet with her. But as a youth leader of this country, when she was the head of the National Youth Authority, we worked closely with her. And I would have thought that given her public pronouncements, that she understood what it means to engage in governance. Looking at some of the things that were revealed in court, it beats my imagination that a sum of 500,000 that one of the clients owed could be directed to her private office. Then she took receipt of it and to sign for it. I thought that that is the reason why we have the JIMPA, where our public officials are supposed to be schooled on administration and public work ethics. So you ask the question, did JIMPA actually do that for this group or class of appointees? Because normally when people are appointed, they immediately have to go to JIMPA so that they are taken through a certain kind of administrative tenets. And so it is not thinkable that anyone can just take an institutional money and go and receive it and even sign. And then evidence is produced. That was scandalous in my view. So where I said I feel very let down that, look, this is how state resources are used. Probably Madam Sedina's case will just be one of many.
Yeah.
Because we are in this country where we do know that, look, even for you, multimedia, for somebody to come and engage in business with you, the person at least must produce a business certificate, must indicate their experience in the job that they have done. The person should have provided at least a Senate certificate to show that they are honoring their workers' obligation and their obligation. They must produce a tax clearance certificate to say that, look, they are a company or a business in good standing. That is even for a private institution. You look for these documentations. But in this country, 5 million contaminated oil was sold to Movimpina. Movimpina took the oil.
Not the MPP government.
And sold the oil and traded in it. It was after Movimpina finished trading in the oil that they now went to the Registrar General to go and get a certificate of registration.
And the oil was corrupted. It was
Do you understand? I mean, this happened under President Akufo-Addo. You are looking for Tivri, don't go far. Because it's right here.
So it's all political parties.
You understand? It's right here. It's the two political parties that has banned our democracy for the past 32 years. Corruption is right here in your...
But we haven't seen the court convict anybody from the...
No, but must somebody be convicted for you to say it's a thief? When you catch a thief in your house, you are waiting for the court to come and say the person is a thief. I don't know where this thing is coming from. We have caught that, look, this thing has happened. And you are saying that because the court has not convicted the person is not a thief. So thievery must always be proven by the court. Oh,
is that
really?
what the law says?
Is that what you know?
Isn't what the law
Which
says?
law? That I catch a thief?
Until once convicted.
No, the court probably might have, because the person is in denial. But in this case, look at it. Was the company Moving Pina registered? No. How did Moving Pina secure the contract? And you are still looking for the court to come and do conviction. You have a problem. So these things happened. And I'm saying that both parties have been guilty. We sat in this country. Look, under President Kufuor, we did Ghana at 50. Reku Brobe sat on television and told us that why they took money and they paid people and gave money in polythene bags. You are not aware? And ended up saying that Ghana even owe him 2 million. When you were sharing money like granules in Malata market. You took our money. This is how you distributed our money. Mm-hmm. And then you come and tell me that the person is not a thief. I agree, because no court has convicted the person. We are in this country. Monumental things are happening. You listed some of them. Oh, Cecilia Dapa, the job has not been done. This amount of money has been found. Then the court go and say, release the bank accounts. In fact, if we are over-relying on the court, we will never catch some thieves.
We'll catch some, but won't catch
we will not catch some thieves, because those who have a way of maneuvering themselves, we will never
even
catch.
Thieves have lawyers.
We will not catch them. So once we get to know that they are thieves, I am saddened. Let me be honest with you. I'm saddened that these developments are taking place in our nation when we know that the duty of a public officer is to serve. And then our public officers are turning around to milk and to steal. The MPP cannot claim that they are any different from the NDC and what has happened to Sedina. But you know, to move to the tangent of asking John Mama to produce Sedina, I thought that, look, we are lowering the bar of our political engagement. Really? How? How is that going to be done? Did John Mama ask the court to grant Sedina the what we call it, medical leave?
The medical leave.
No, Mama made a pronouncement. It was the court on its own volition that, after studying the health records, decided that, look, your passport that is under our custody be released to you.
Go and come.
And the lady went. That the lawyers in court have made several appeals to say, look, we need an extension for the medical leave. And the court says, no, go and bring the lady. If the court doubt it, and it's not, what we call it, an adversarial situation, you go inquisitorial. The court will have to go, send people around the embassy. They say this person is sick. We have a way to investigate, check and confirm, is the person really sick? Which hospital? What is the condition? The court has capacity to order our Ghana embassy or any proxy to be able to determine that for them before they can make conclusions. As a student of law, you should be asking our courts to get into wanting to find out the situation of sick persons before them. In any case, where I sit, we are saying that it's about 90 million. So Sedina comes and serves 10 years. What happens to the 90 million?
Well, I know that the state
it will be
has seized
retrieved?
her properties. Her properties have been seized, though.
Which property?
Her properties.
Her children's properties are her properties.
Well,
her husband's properties are her properties.
That's what was said.
So
that the properties are supposed to be seized.
I may have this file as my property. Beyond that, my son is here. If part of the money went into my son and you are not able to trace it directly, how are you going to seize that property? So how much property have we seized? That would be the equivalent of the amount of money that
90 million. Okay.
So we should also think about ways that will ensure that, look, people who have taken our money, we squeeze them to get the money back. That is more important than asking the person to come and serve a sentence. Right. And at the end of the day, the state will still be producing and supporting the person's incarceration because you have to feed the person. You cannot take care of the person's medical bill and what have you. So I think that lawyers and potential lawyers that you are, you should be looking at, hey, if people commit this kind of crimes, what do we do to exact our money, get a penalty on it, and then, hey, if the people have to go and work for the benefit of the state, take them to the farm so that they will be useful to us, and not go and put them there and then we'll spend more money on them.
Okay, let's go to Franco Trading Enterprise and get all our gadgets that we are looking for. Is it a mobile phone that you need? Is it television sets? Is it tabletop fridge? Is it actually air conditioners? Is it CCTV camera? Look no further, because Franco Trading Enterprise has got all of that and many more for you. If you're looking for the number, it's on the screen right now. Just pick it up and dial the number. Please don't go on Google to pick a number from there. The scammers will actually scam you and take your money, so please don't pick the number from there. You can also download the app on your phone, Franco Trading app on your phone, and as you do that, yes, it will come.
This request.
You can also visit the website www.francotradingenterprise. Franco Trading Enterprise still for Papa. They keep watching us. Don't worry. No, they'll bring it too. They will bring it. Franco,
it's like
Franco, please,
a woman that you know you never get.
Put Bernard to shame. Put Bernard to shame. They're actually providing discounts, so you can actually go and get your gadgets as well. Let's see if we have some messages there. We'll project the messages very soon. We'll project the messages very soon. But let's not forget that, of course, LPG prices have shot up as well, which has caused a decline in the usage of LPG gases. Now, it used to be 5 Ghana cedis, 81 pesos in the year 2020. 5 Ghana cedis, 81 pesos per kilogram in the year 2020, which is equivalent to 84 cedis for a 14.5 kilogram cylinder. Now, it surged to 182 Ghana cedis by December 2023. And as I speak to you today, it's gone as high as 230 Ghana cedis. This has caused a decline. Now, it's because the taxes on there are huge, and government used to subsidize, but government stopped subsidizing in the year 2015. So from 2016, there's been no subsidy on LPG. However, as of 2020, it was 5 Ghana cedis, 81 pesos per kilogram. Let's hear your voices this morning. Let me quickly read some messages. And let's hear your voices on it. That's the next topic we are going to be tackling. And we'll try and tackle that with fuel prices, which are shooting up as well. Let me see what I have here. All right, so many messages. So wow. All right, so let's see what we have. I'll start with this 604. We got a message as early as 6:04. And this one says, I think Dumso problem got solved by John Mahama, but corruption and mismanagement in this government is what is bringing the Dumso back. From Ablade Ifyekuma Zongo Takrade. Ghanaians plan to vote against MPP government 2024. No, seriously, Ashantis are Ghana's problems. On election day 10 Ghana cedis and t-shirts pay will change all their minds. From Ablade Kumo. Ablade, are you sure their minds will change? Good morning to listeners. I think those who want to vote MPP will definitely vote MPP, and those who want to vote for the other political parties will vote for them as well. Good morning to viewers. The NPP led by Nanado and Baumia doesn't have a good mindset for this country. The 75% of Ghanaians do not believe in Baumia. In technicality, the flag bearer of the NPP will not get 1 million votes. Some of us are monitoring the taxes of the EC bosses very soon. We are going to expose them. Please salute His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Professor Nana Jane Ajiman Abochi Philip from Qatar. All right, so, please don't move it for me. Thank you. Okay. I'm trying to get these messages. All right, so this one says, this is quite long though, but I'll try and see. Madam Host, an atmosphere of distrust has imbued in the Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration, so much so that generality of Ghanaians have lost confidence in this government because of lies and unfulfilled promises. There has been 26 broken promises which lawyer Kwame Jantwa has been enumerating, but time will not permit me to repeat same. Akufo-Addo came to power on the back of accusing Mahama of corruption and Dumso, but what are we experiencing now? Bank of Ghana has been pillaged and now needs recapitalization. Cocoa Board is in coma financially and produced buying koi has produced buying cost has collapsed under Akufo-Addo. $1 is now 14 Ghana cedis, and a gallon of petrol is now 68 Ghana cedis. In 2016, under Mahama, petrol was 14 a gallon, and $1 was 3 Ghana cedis and 90 pesos. But we lampooned Mahama and voted him out. But under Akufo-Addo, Ghanaians are economically in a fairness. It will be politically suicidal to vote for Bawumia because he is mendacious. This government is corrupt into the bargain and must be voted out. Good morning to you and your panelists, especially lawyer Kwame Janto. I'm proud of you and your station, which is growing by leaps and bounds. Charles Champon. Thank you so much, Charles. Good morning, Joy Prime. I'm kindly using your platform once again to appeal to the government to listen to teachers' condition of service as the meeting continues tomorrow. The government should take into consideration that teachers are not happy, and as a matter of necessity, they should make sure that they come to compromise amicably. If teachers are happy, our children will also be happy. Thank you. Yeah, you've been sending the messages. We are praying that the government will do something about it for you, okay? Good morning. I can't imagine an NPP communicator is accusing people of stealing. Then Nanado and his appointees are causing atrocities in this country. I'm currently thinking about PDS scandal and many stolen cash by NPP. Tell the NPP communicator that stealing is stealing. Swale Northern Region. Good morning to you. Okay, let's see what we have here. All right. Says, good morning to you. The imprisonment of the MASLOC boss has significant legal implications that must be carefully considered and addressed. It highlights the need for stronger accountability and oversight measures to prevent corruption and financial misconduct within government agencies. By taking decisive actions to investigate the case, review existing laws and regulations, and promote transparency and accountability, we can work towards preventing similar incidents in the future and fostering a culture of integrity and ethical conduct within the public sector. Aaron Bebako Kokomisa. The decision of this government to jail the former MASLOC boss can only be described as political vindictiveness rather than fighting corruption. If this government indeed wants to fight corruption and money laundering, Honorable Cecilia Abinadapa, Kwesi Nyantakyi, and many other appointees of this government would not have been working freely and even given platforms to contest elections. No amount of these political gymnastics will prevent Ghanaians from kicking them out of office. The future of Ghana is in shambles under the leadership of President Akufo-Addo and Bawumia. Daniel Akpaliok from Sandema. Good morning, Roselyn. Good morning, Roselyn, and to Western Regional Minister Honorable Kwabena Okyere-Darko-Mensah. I'm Richard from Presby Quarters, Takrady. The projection of 4.4 growth rate by the IMF is an indication that our economy is doing well, which will lead to higher employment rates, recruitment into government sectors and private firms, improved living standards. Why do you say it's not true, Bernard?
Economic growth depends on who that growth is to. If the growth is for the, foreigners who own businesses, as soon as that growth is obtained, the growth is simply migrates and leaving your country bare. So economic growth, and over the period, many African countries have grown. But if you see the level of development, it has always been one debt upon the other debt and upon the other debt. So don't think that these theoretical growth rates has any direct translation into economic development. Particularly so when your state owns nothing. At the end of the day, that growth is taken away. Look, take the telecom sector, for instance, and tell me growth in the telecom sector necessarily mean that you are going to get any development in your country. None of the telecoms is owned by you. So when that growth comes, it simply migrates away. All
right. IMF projections are indications of better governance under MPP, which will result in breaking the 8th term with Bawumia. The predestined precedent on December 7th when Ghanaians will exercise their constitutional right to vote. It is possible. Former MASLOC boss Sedina Tamakloe caused 90 million financial loss to the state, out of which she took 500,000 cedis from Obatampa Micro instead of MASLOC account on August 28, 2014 at the Bachuna Total Filling Station located on Sprinters Road in Accra. Instead, I will delve into it more on Zoom on Friday. I was not allowed last week. Richard, I wasn't us. We actually had a technical problem, so please pardon us. Good morning, Ross. Greetings to your panelists, especially Bernard Mornah. Please tell Kwesi that he looks so handsome and young, belongs to MPP. Tell him to join Mornah, the incoming president. Richard from Nadoli. Yes, he's
of that.
He is.
Your mother is coming to vote for me, and you are here campaigning for.
His Excellency Bernard Mornah.
Stop that thing which you are doing.
Okay. What the AG has done by jailing the MASLOC board. Oh, he is. What the AG has done by jailing the MASLOC boss, Tamakloe, is good. But if the NPP and Nanado is really ready to fight corruption in Ghana, there are so many corrupt practices. And then Nanado, Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and Bawumia administration over the years, nothing has happened to them. There's video evidence of corruptions of Nanado's appointees. This is Social Democrat in Tamale. Okay, I'll read this and I'll come back again because my messages are quite a lot. Good morning, Madam Host. NPP man is making my day great. It's collective responsibility to put pressure on former President Mahama to produce his employee. Dr. Bawumia is a game changer, period. Basai Komla Matthias, Jasikan Municipal Institute Buem. I'll come back. Alaji Hamza is always doing this, so I have to read for him. Alaji Hamza Pig Farm says, good morning, Roselyn. Interesting times we live in this country, but wonder shall never end. What is the MPP guy in the studio talking about? It is the responsibility of the state to bring her down or President Mahama. Truth be told, we are where we are today simply because of the arrogant posture of functionaries and communicators like the one. So he continued, under the National Cathedral, the poor taxpayers' monies were used to import stone from Israel for the foundation. 21 houses belonging to our judges have been demolished. The National Scholarship Secretariat, our passport office, and other state assets are all gone, all in the name of a useless cathedral. Truth be told, NPP is a political party. As a political party, is nothing but fool scammers. They always feel they know it all, but know nothing. I'm not surprised today we are being governed by thieves and scammers in the NPP, being led by Nanado, Dankwa, and Bawumia. All right, I'll come and we take our next topic, and I'll come back to you. But don't forget to go to Franco Trading Enterprise to get all your gadgets. We're talking about mobile phones, tabletop fridges, television sets, CCTV cameras. They have all of that and many more for you. So just make sure you visit there.
Come and say that Togo, the situation is in crisis. ECOWAS, all of you are not talking about the situation in Togo.
They will talk about it, but let you go to Franco Trading Enterprise to get your gadgets. If you want to talk about ECOWAS, you need a gadget to do your research to talk about it, right? Because if you have your phones, you have to research on it. So go there and get all of that. You can download the app on your phone as well as Franco Trading app. Just download it on your phone. And, it's quite easy. You'll be able to purchase all your goods from there. Or you can go to the website, www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still from Papa Pafie. I was saying to you earlier that the price of LPG has shot up. We are looking at the year 2020, which is just 4 years ago. As of January 2020, the price of LPG was 5.5 cities, 81 pesos per kilogram, which was 84 Ghana cedis for a 14.5 kilogram of cylinder. It surged to 182 Ghana cedis in the year 2023. However, as of today, as I speak to you, a gas cylinder, which is 14.5 kilograms of gas cylinder, is 230 Ghana cedis. Now, before the year 2015, government was subsidizing on the usage of gas or the price of gas, LPG. Reason being that they wanted a lot of homes to migrate from the usage of charcoal and, the edria. Muchia. That's how we used to call it, muchia. So that to reduce the toxicity in the air. And as of 2015, government decided not to subsidize again and allow persons to pay on their own. However, with time, there's been a lot of taxes that have been imposed on the price of LPG, causing these hikes. And too many people are not happy about it, and they are migrating back to the usage of charcoal and other other means to light up their fires and cook in their homes. So let me ask Kwesi his take on it. Kwesi?
No, before Kwesi says something, I'm just laughing at the headline. Efia Schwarzenegger calls on High Court judge who slept with her to give her job.
That is between her and that High Court judge. Kwesi, let me bring you in. The price of it. And let me merge this and the fuel price as well. Okay, so we are looking at fuel price. As of now, fuel is going for, petrol is from 14 Ghana cedis, 15 pesos, between 14 Ghana cedis, 15 pesos, and 14 Ghana cedis, and 99 pesos, depending on where you decide to buy it at. And we are looking at gas or diesel, which is 14 Ghana cedis, 80 pesos per liter. That is, and that one is actually a flat rate across the board. So these are the prices we are looking at with regards to fuel and LPG price on the market. However, let's not forget that our cedi depreciation is actually one of the reasons why we are seeing these surges. Kwesi.
Thank you very much, Roselyn. I think this is a matter that ought to be looked at because if fuel prices are going up and LPG prices are going up, I do not know what is making it shoot up. I do not know the underscoring factor that is making it shoot up, but I think that the regulatory agencies and the stakeholders in the energy sector must sit behind a round table to have a discussion on how they can mitigate the prices of these, I'm sure the energy minister has taken notice of the increase in fuel prices, and soon probably he may address all of us. I do not want to jump the gun because I do not know what exactly has effectuated the increase in the prices, and so I would want to give the energy ministry and the handlers of our fuel and LPG gas the benefit of the doubt to bring out a reasonable explanation as to why the prices are going up. But I am aware that I do not think it's only Ghana that we are suffering from,
It's on the world market.
Because in Nigeria currently,
no, it's true fuel. Though, yeah.
Probably he doesn't pay attention to international news.
No, but
go elsewhere.
Once
Gideon, he's on the floor. Gideon, he's on the floor, please.
Ukraine is at war.
Gideon, he's on the floor, please. Yes.
So go to Nigeria, go to some of our neighboring countries, and you realize that there is even no fuel for them to buy at all. Some are queuing for fuel for days. But we have been blessed in this country. At least we have fuel to buy. It's just that the prices are going up. And that's why I'm calling on the regulatory agencies to, come out with a clear direction on how. I am one of the people who have constantly called for a clear policy roadmap on how we increase our fuel and LPG prices. It's not a matter of NDC or a matter of MPP. As a nation, what occasions the increase of such, products? Because this is some products that are very essential to, our daily lives. Go to Tema. Almost all the industrial companies, they use fuel and LPG gas to produce whatever that they are manufacturing there. And so it is an essential commodity in this country. And so we need to sit down and clearly know how and why we should increase our fuel prices at certain times so that, people would not just take advantage of the situation. Like you mentioned, fuel, you go to a certain fuel pump, a liter is sold at maybe 13 cedis. You go to another fuel pump, it's 14. Go to another fuel pump, it's 16. Let's sit down and know what really occasions the increase. What marginal percentages are we adding to the existing ones? And so the regulatory agencies will now tell us that, okay, fuel is being bought at 12 cedis now. Tomorrow, if you go to the pump, it will be 13 cedis.
Government used to subsidize on fuel, and that's how government had control over the pricing. Government doesn't subsidize anymore. So the OMCs decide on what they want to sell to the market. Another thing happens to do with our cedi depreciation. When we look at our cedi depreciation, we look at last year, which it depreciated so much, it almost hits 20 Ghana cedis, which affected fuel prices. Bank of Ghana was able to do magic and bring it back. Can't the Bank of Ghana do same as of now that we are facing this challenge?
The magic was actually done by Dr. Bawumia because of the introduction of the gold for oil policy. And so
But we are still on it.
We are still on it. I'm sure, because it's an infant policy, they are still trying to find, the ups and downs of the policy to make it a very better policy for us all.
But if you're telling us that when gold for oil was introduced, that is how CD strengthened. That is how fuel price dropped. Gold for oil hasn't been cancelled.
Exactly.
It's still ongoing.
That's what I'm saying.
But we are facing what we are facing now.
I agree. That's what I'm saying, that because it's an infant policy, they are still trying to look at the ups and downs of the policy to make it a better policy. You see, Roselyn, on this fuel matter, we all buy fuel. We are all in it. So we all feel the heat. Let's all give the regulatory agencies the opportunity for them to come and tell us the reasons why our fuel is going up. But one fact that we can...
They've told us.
But one undeniable
They've told
fact,
us why it's
but one
going up.
undeniable fact that we cannot take out. We may be tired of hearing it. It's the Russian-Ukraine war. We all know that Russia is one of the leading producers of fuel in the world. And the crisis in Russia now is part of the reasons why, or it's part of the reasons that have aggravated the increase in fuel prices, or in recent times has skyrocketed fuel prices. We may be tired of hearing Russia and Ukraine, but that is the reality. We cannot take that out.
But we are also being told that our CD depreciation is the cause. Because anytime CD depreciates...
That's what I'm saying, that we may have our own internal issues. But the Russian-Ukraine war and the crisis in Russia has deepened and has exposed our internal challenges. Roselyn, you see, when it comes to inflation and fuel, and it's a very complex matter. And so I know that the gold for oil policy in the coming days, there's going to be an adjustment of the policy that is going to clearly manage our fuel prices and our inflation prices for us. But in recent times, our CD is doing better now.
No, it's not.
Putting it into perspective of how it shot up between 2022 to early 2023. Now it's a bit stable. It's beginning to find it.
No, it's shot up.
And it's doing better than so many currencies. We live in a global
It's shooting up. I went to the bank. On, was it Wednesday, trying to change money. I couldn't. So I went to a vendor. Let me use Golden Tulip. That's where I went to. They didn't have dollar.
It's dollar. Not Golden Tulip itself.
It's no more. It's Lancaster. They didn't have dollar. They didn't. So now I had to go. I went to about 4 different forex bureaus before I got a dollar. And they told me that, by the time the dollar will come, it would have shot up. And true, that same evening, dollar shot up. So it's shooting, basically.
I agree. But you see, this is according to the Inclusion Times. It's a West African newspaper. The caption is 10 African currencies with the strongest currencies, as at April 2024. The first currency is the Tunisian currency. The second one is the Libyan currency. And the third one is the Ghana cedi. And the fourth one is the Moroccan currency.
But we are feeling
That is why I'm saying that we live in a global perspective. And so sometimes when we are having this conversation, let's put it in a proper context so that we can appreciate the conversation we are having.
But we are feeling...
No, Roselyn, I agree that our cedi or our currency is not performing so well. But when we put it in a context, you will realize that our cedi is performing better. And again...
better than
on so many other African currencies.
We don't live there. We live here. We voted for the young people. We didn't vote for the other political.
But we don't live in an island. We live here, but it's not an island.
At the end of the day, I don't spend.
It's not an island.
At the end of the day,
for instance, you have taste for quality things.
Kwesi,
most of the things you buy are sold in dollars.
In cities.
Like you confessed, you went to Golden Tulip to change a dollar.
Yes, because somebody was traveling in my home.
Are you sure?
Yes, 100%.
Probably, anyway, let's take it that is even the case. But Roselyn, the dollar, we cannot, and I have always been on the Bank of Ghana to check and crack the whips of those who, price things in dollars now in this country. I think it's a situation that we need to critically look at as well. But our cedi, when we put it in a perspective, is performing better.
We can't work anyway. You can say that, but...
Roselyn, on the matter of the fuel, at least government is putting in measures. When you go to the era of the former government, sometimes I personally think that the NDC lacked the credibility and the integrity to comment on certain issues in this country. Because You go to the Athena. When there was no war in Russia, the leading producer of fuel in the world, there was nothing happening there. Russia was still producing fuel to the world. Even at that time, fuel prices skyrocketed for over 150%. And they came to tell us that if you cannot buy fuel into your private car, please, either you walk or you pick trotro. That was the response the government gave us. Such an insensitive response. But I am aware that currently in this government, nobody, no government official can come out to say that if you think you cannot buy fuel, walk or pick trotro. It will never happen.
Okay.
We are putting measures in place. Dr. Bawumia is making sure that the gold for oil policy works, and that is what is going to be the future of this country. And that is why, if you vote for Dr. Bawumia, the price of fuel is going to be reduced, because by that time, he will be the man in charge. And so he would have the opportunity to effectively roll out the gold for oil. Right now, he's an assistant. He's like your producer.
But you are the
right now, Dr. Bawumia is just like your producer.
No.
He doesn't really have much to say on the show right now.
No, but
you are in charge. So when Dr. Bawumia,
my producer is in charge. My producer is
why is
in
your
charge.
producer not sitting on the table?
But my producer is in charge.
But why is she not sitting behind the
My
table?
producer is my boss.
Your producer is your boss, but you are the one speaking to those watching.
Yes, but
those watching,
my
they don't know
producer is
your
my boss.
producer. So she is assisting you to deliver. Dr. Bawumia is assisting President Akufo-Addo to deliver. And so when Dr. Bawumia becomes in charge, he is going to make sure that the gold for oil is effectively rolled out.
Okay.
To make sure that our currency inflation is curtailed, the hikes in fuel prices are also curtailed. It's going to bring us several benefits.
Right. If I continue asking questions, we'll move on from you.
Yes, Rose.
So it's because you're enjoying the conversation, actually. And it's because the NDC are actually coming to their usual propaganda.
Yeah, Rose. Yes, thank you. Well, clearly, the rise in LPG is purely because of our depreciation of our cedi. It is a useless comment to blame the depreciation of your cedi to the Russian war or Israel to Iran war. Extremely useless.
I have no reference.
No, I'm not talking about you. I am not talking about you. You are not. Are you the owner of MPP? You are not the owner of MPP. You are not the first person. No. You are not the one. You are only one of the panelists. Let me make my point.
Yeah.
It's extremely useless, right, for any government, this particular government, to blame the depreciation of the cedi to the Russia-Ukraine war, Israel, Iran war, the Gaza war.
We still cannot neglect that it happened.
Rose, we were in this country when Dr. Bawumia indicated that if your fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. The fuel and the LPG, price that is soaring is because of mismanagement of the economy. Look, in 2016, how much was the 14.5 kilo LPG? 74 Ghana cedi. Today it's 230 Ghana cedi. And you are talking about the fact that the cedi is doing well. Today, how much did you, when you went to the exchange rate, how much did you purchase it? How much was the cedi for $1? Just tell us. No. We are educating ourselves. Tell us. Tell us how much you paid for $1. You went there, the bureaus that say they don't have is because they also want to make money. So they have, but they will not keep it. They don't keep it. They also want to make money because they know that if they give it to you in the morning, perhaps by evening, so of course, so it's a strategy. How much did you purchase it? And you are here talking about the fact that the cedi is doing well because of the cedi. Today, a liter of fuel is almost 15 Ghana cedi. You don't expect all the the OMCs to charge the same because the way they refine their oil varies.
No, but government used to.
Why did government do that? It's because the city is depreciating.
No, because government had was subsidizing. Let's not forget. It was under your government that you decided that you will remove the subsidy and allow these OMCs to control their own. And so if we are having
the point of that, at that point, we knew that we were managing the city very well. In this government. No, as of that time, the reason that the government gave had nothing to do with managing city well. As of that time, the reason the government gave was that we did not have enough money to be able to subsidize. Rose, whatever it is, in as much as they even said that, right, our government said that, we still managed to ensure that the city was not depreciating at this point. It has been 8 years down the line. What has this government done to rescue the city? Don't forget, That is this government that insulted us as incompetent in our city and said they will even do better. Now we are ready to 14 CD, 15 CD per dollar. And whether you like it or not, once your CD is depreciating, everything of yours will be affected. LPG that has increased. Very soon, when we go out there, I'm sure he's a dadaba, so he doesn't eat wachi.
Oh,
when
he
we
eats
just go
wachi.
down,
He eats wachi. Dadaba, me am dadaba, I eat wachi. Me am dadaba.
No. Let's go.
Me am dadaba. Me am
He doesn't take no. He doesn't take cake. No. He doesn't take cake. He doesn't take cake and fish. Let's just go out there. Now that gas is 230 Ghana cedi for 14.5 kilos, you will see how much the kenke will be costing. You will see very soon. From today or from tomorrow, you will see. So it is extremely useless for government to blame the Russia-Ukraine war and other useless excuses. You see, when you are suffering from poverty of ideas, and you lack, you have low depth and gravitas of the issues, and you have seen that you have lost control, you now begin to blame or find excuses. In this country, if today Dr. Bawumia is claiming that when he comes to power, that is when he will now be in charge, then it is mistaken. Didn't he play a key role? It is even indicated by the former information minister, who is now Mr. Lawyer Oponkuma. He indicated that Dr. Bawumia played a key role in the passing of the e-levy. So what is he talking about here? If you want to solve the problems, you solve it now. It doesn't matter the fact that because it is not about he being, an assistant. He has played key roles in decision making, and I've cited one of them, which is the e-levy.
All right.
So Rose,
right.
let me just draw the attention of my colleague engineer
quickly because my time.
That on the issue of corruption, the corruption perception index today, right? The highest of John Dramani Mahama was 48. Today, Akufo-Addo's highest is 43. So even if we will not want to list the corruption activities, at least we have a credible institution that has done the scorecard.
Okay.
And I'm telling you that when we come to power, all the people that that have been cleared by Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, we will jail everybody.
You said the same thing 2000.
Oh, we will jail them.
You said
all right.
We will jail them. And if your relative is also part of the chop, we will jail the relative.
Okay. Mornah, Gideon
the funny thing is that you end up being the lawyer. You end up being the lawyer for the accused, and we will be there.
Will you allow Bernard? We have a presidential candidate sitting there.
Jail relatives, jail anybody.
Gideon, can you allow?
They make about making noise. It's not a problem.
Gideon,
we will come to power.
Gideon,
and you realize that. And you realize that your so-called finding solace in one person.
Just make
when you are spending money,
Gideon,
mismanaging the economy.
Gideon,
today we are 14 CD.
Can you allow Bernard to speak, please?
Complaining?
Can you allow Bernard to speak?
See how you suffer to even
Bernard,
get dollars.
Well, there is an interesting story published by the Republic Press on page 13, and I will entreat everybody who want to read it. It says, quote, "Breaking the 8, the greatest scam ever since Ebenezer gold deposits claim." This is by Magnus Resdankwa, and everybody knows the pedigree of Magnus Resdankwa in the affairs of our nation. And so it's a story. You can see that I was busy reading. All
the drama was happening.
The theater was taking place. We're talking about LPG prices. We are not talking about fuel for vehicles.
We combined it though.
I'm just saying,
you are trying to separate it.
We are not talking about fuel for vehicles, machines, and what have you. But the story, the import is to talk about LPG. And sometimes when we say we are educated illiterates, people don't understand. In the early 90s, a new concept by the Bretton Woods institutions was to the effect that charcoal and wood as a source of energy should be discarded. They promoted this by giving us freebies, giving us liquefied petroleum. Every person that wanted it had it. Cylinders were provided, burners were provided, so that we can use. It got to a time that there was even laws preventing us from using wood and charcoal as a source of energy. Majority of us grew up using charcoal to do all manner of things, cutting wood and using the wood to do food, to do everything. Then suddenly, there was a new craze for liquefied petroleum. Then we saw the fuel stations starting to spring up. But little did it occur to us that some business person somewhere have targeted that first they will do loss leading. Loss leading means putting things for free, knowing very well that in future you will pay supersonic prices for it. As we advance and we are now used to LPG, you don't have charcoal pot in your house.
I have.
We are confronted with reality that the LPG is not available. But for the wisdom and the magnificent thought of President Atamils to put up the Atuabo gas plant, 100% of our LPG used to be imported. Today, we import 60% because the Atuabo power plant is able to produce only 40%. Cleverly, any government willing for the progress of this nation and taking us away from using charcoal and other, what I call smoke energy, would have increased the stock of gas plants. 40% done by Atamils John Mama. We are sitting here today. We don't have any addition, yet we are flaring fuel or flaring gas. We have also told people that they should not cut wood. But we are incarcerating people for conveying charcoal.
Yeah.
All that we could do environmentally was to encourage people to plant their own trees and harvest it for their use. Every environment, every community, you adapt to your local peculiarities. You cannot go to Sankana and tell people to engage in LPG usage. You can encourage them to plant at their backyards. Everybody have a small forest. Plant your trees, make your charcoal from it, cut your wood, and use it.
But we are supposed to prevent that because of
Prevent
pollution.
what?
Air pollution.
Which one is air pollution?
Yeah.
If you continue to plant trees, whatever is used, even the smoke, will now also be used and converted into rain. We are simply lazy in thinking. So all of us subscribe to LPG today. The LPG that used to be distributed free of charge. When we're in school, they will come, they give you a small stove and add you free LPG. Today, we are buying it at a cutthroat price. The thing used to be 84 Ghana cedis. That is even in 2020.
It was 74.
Do you understand? Before then, in 2016, 2016, it was far less, about 50. Today, we are buying it in excess of 280. At the time of the story, it was 230. Go to the market, it's 280.
Almost 300 cedis.
You understand? How many people? That's just for LPG. So buy it and come and sit the LPG down. The LPG cannot get up and translate itself into Akpele for you. And so the cost of living is magnified because, look, we have refused to think and we are allowing Bretton Woods institutions and their, what do I call, neophytes to be thinking for us. Move to this direction. And we are moving them. We have experts telling us why we should not engage in what we are doing. See, who doesn't know? And, Kwesi, I beg you. This one day, I beg you. Gold for oil has not and will not be a panacea to the depreciation of your currency. When you take your gold, do you go and exchange directly with oil? You go and change it with dollars and use the dollars to go and buy your oil. Please stop confusing yourselves. You don't take an ounce of gold and go and buy liters of, what do we call it? Tons of oil. You take it and it's converted into dollars. In fact, it is rated in dollars before it can be exchanged. So it's still dollar that you are carrying. By the way, you go into the market and mobilize the gold. So you go and buy the gold. And now come and use it use the dollar as a benchmark to go and do trading. How is that a solution to the depreciation of your currency?
Well, that's what the
depreciation
right?
of your currency can be contained in multiple ways, including one, your reduction of your imports. Because that brings in imported inflation. So what you do is that, what can you do to stop the over-importation? We import everything, including second-hand bracelets. We import everything, including second-hand panties, second-hand fridges, everything second-hand, except toilet paper that you don't import second-hand. And so when you are so voluptuous with your consumption of second-hand goods and everything you import into your country, you do not expect that your currency can be any strong. The second thing for all of us to look at is that, look, Kwame Nkrumah and the early leaders of Africa started talking about a continental currency. If in the 50s, 60s, they were talking about continental currency. In 1993, the Europeans met in Maastricht and decided that they would bring about the European currency. Today, the euro. The euro has become the second strongest currency in the world. Would you imagine that if the African currency had sprung up in the 1950s, what the position of the African currency would be? What I call the Afri-power. So all of us, instead of playing lip services, should be encouraging people like Akufo-Addo, who is president of the Republic, the vice president, that look, let's factor the issue of a continental currency to have the stability of an African currency away from the dollar, the euro, and the pound, and now the yen. We are simply lazy. And where I said, I feel very passionate about this. Because look, we did not go to study the economics just to be following the textbook theories. You study the economics in order to come and apply it to our local peculiarities. We are failing to do so.
But it's not a one-man decision to do that, right?
Whose decision is it to stop importation? See, I have said that 1 year after becoming president, we'll stop the importation of rice.
If you become president?
Yes. When I become president,
but,
not if.
Okay, when? Yes. But do we have enough rice producers?
Let me tell you. It took a Ghanaian to go to Nigeria to help them less than 1 year. How many months does it take for rice to germinate and mature? 3 to 4 months. So you inherit a government in January 2025. And so by the middle of September, you should be able to put in the necessary structures to ensure that rice production is done. That means that you are going to stop rice importation. I understand the power of rent seekers in the rice sector. But any rent seeker will be told that, look, if you imported rice to the tune of these tons, tell me how many acres of land you need to be able to produce that rice. The president has authority over land in this country and can get land for such people to produce rice. That is the only way, and it takes one person to be able to do that. It took Buhari to be able to do that. How come that President Akufo-Addo is unable to do that? Yet Buhari was his friend. So some of the things, look, it takes one man. It took Kwame Nkrumah to do the kind of things he did. It took Kwame Nkrumah to bring Akop Sombo down. At the time when Ghana's energy needs was just 50 megawatts, he constructed a 600 megawatts energy facility. It took one man. So it doesn't take more men, it takes one man. And that man is the president who must give us the compass, the direction. If the president is not able to do this, look, we cannot all just be the ones to be giving directions.
Okay, let me see if we have some comments coming in, but don't forget to go to Franco Trade. I'll let you, I'm coming. Let's not forget to go to Franco Trading Enterprise to go get our gadgets. Are you looking for mobile phones? Are you looking for television sets? Are you looking for air conditioners? Are you looking for CCTV cameras? Look no further. We're actually running a promo up to 30% discount, so just visit any of our shops, or you can download the app on your phone. It's Franco Trading app. app on your phone. And don't worry at all, it's from Franco. It's from Franco. Download the app on your phone, Franco Trading app, or go to the website www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise still for Papa Perfie. Okay, Kwesi, you wanted to say something. Kwesi, what do you want to say?
Roselyn, His Excellency Bernard Mornah makes a point that not His Excellency.
He's His Excellency.
Mr. Bernard Mornah makes the point that the gold for oil has not impacted our inflation or has not contributed to the reduction of our inflation. With the greatest of respect, I beg to differ and he also makes the claim that we change the gold, we go and sell our gold to get dollars to go and buy the oil. That is not what happens with the gold for oil policy.
Okay.
So the gold for oil policy is basically a barter trade.
Okay.
So Ghana goes to give the oil producing, world or company gold, and then they give us an equivalent of oil or fuel. We don't exchange according to what Dr. Bawumia said. The proponent of the policy. This is what he said.
Okay.
That the gold for oil policy is a barter trade. We are not going to sell the gold to get money to go and buy oil. That is not what is going to happen. But we are going to exchange our gold for oil.
We have gone.
Do you understand? Number two. The Deputy Finance Minister, speaking on behalf of government at Parliament, stated categorically that the gold for oil policy has helped Ghana's inflation to decline from 53.4% to 23.1%, and that the reduction of our inflation was greatly as a result of the gold for oil policy. And so for any other person to say that the gold for oil policy has not contributed to the reduction of our inflation cannot be accurate.
Okay.
It cannot be accurate.
All right.
Because this is the government speaking.
Okay.
And this is the people we have entrusted our finances into their hands speaking.
Okay.
Any other point is conjecture.
It's conjecture. Okay.
First
Bernard.
and foremost, it takes naive economics to believe that a gold for oil economy is responsible. Barter trade has been jettisoned several years ago because of the problems that barter trade comes with. So for today, our vice president to take us to medieval times where barter, trading goods for goods, it means that, look, we have failed. He is not competent to lead this country under the taking us back. Second, what are you talking about? That gold for oil is responsible for the decline in inflation? Really? Though who doesn't know that within the new frame of the IMF, and we are now struggling for the third tranche of money, right?
Yeah.
In that struggle, the IMF has asked us to cut down our expenditure and to stop paying things.
Employment as well.
Just here, it's an interchange that is leading to the prime hospital of our nation. We have stopped work on that interchange. So once we are not paying the contractors, money is not expended. So inflation will come down. Few months ago and still continuing, we have had to endure a haircut. And in enduring the haircut, government is not releasing money. When you are not releasing money, how do you expect inflation to grow? Kwesi, let not anybody who is short in economic theory and practice come and deceive you that gold for oil is responsible for the decline in our inflation.
Okay, let me read some comments. Hi, Joy Prime, and good morning, fantastic. Roselyn, this morning I'm sad with the Ghanaian media. I'm sad because the media protects this failed Nanado's NPP government too much. When the experienced driver, JM, brought Ghanaians a train, no one heard of it. But when this failed government brought Aboboya, everyone is making noise. In fact, what is the NPP man talking about? Till date, we don't know the total amount of money found in Cecilia Dape's house because even the OSP couldn't count them. But why is it that when the NPP is in power, Ghana is always a route for cocaine and other hard drugs? If President Mohammed failed to put this Ken Oforiatta, Cecilia Dape, and the former health minister behind bars, I will never vote NDC again. Master Rahman, Tuna, Savannah region. Honorable Akismis Seshibekwai. Oh, it's his daughter's birthday. Okay, so I think we'll do it during the daughter's so pretty. Good morning, Roselyn. When a thief is caught, when a thief is caught in the marketplace, those who are the first to condemn, beat, and they vilify are the real thieves, but because they are not caught, they want to appear white. We shall see when they are out of power. The NPP communicators should keep quiet. They are worst, and all Ghanaians know that. Steve Don from Juapa. Meshak Asante at Amasaman says, I want to find out from Nanado and Dr. Baumia whether Amasaman Cocoa Board, we are still part of Ghana because every day Dumso, why? They should immediately bring out the Dumso timetable before we release our anger on them. But what kind of arrogant government is this? Ghanaians, let's bring back President Mahama to power so that our destiny shall not continue to be in the hands of this heartless government. Reaches to Sedem Apenyo, incoming MP for Amasaman. Al-Hassan C says from Zenu Central says, good morning to you all. It's unfortunate a woman of her status will commit such a crime. The MPP guy called himself a lawyer is saying JDM should produce her. He's a student of law. Please. Is JDM the one who granted the woman bail? My biggest concern this morning is about light off called Dumso. The situation is now worse because our lights, Zenu, come after it has gone off 4 p.m. yesterday. Oh, wow. The incompetent, insensitive, and the most dishonest, disrespected NPP guys still have the guts to be speaking to us as if they own the country. But why can't they just give us a timetable? They say it's difficult
I'm even
to
surprised.
give a timetable.
Rose, I'm even surprised. You see, that alone tells you the useless government that we have. A misery economy, a default economy, high cat economy, high employment economy, high inflation economy, shrinkflation economy. I mean, look, you can give all the names, you can lending economy. Look, a useless economy on top of it all.
Francis Arthur at Amasaman, Rose asked MPP for me. So with all the galamsey, the pensioners' money, the Eurobonds, the COVID money, they sit for cash money, the e-levies money, and many more of dubious stealing, all what you're telling us is tracker. In fact, MPP government, you are too wicked and heartless. You have no mercy for humanity. Good morning, Roselyn. This government is destroying everything they came to meet. Now I know the elephant is a bad animal. JM solved the energy crisis and left excess. But what do we experience today? 12 hours Dumso, 12 hours light is now Dumso. Why our light went off yesterday at 4 p.m. and came this morning at 6 a.m. Those who are saying that they will not hand over power even if NDC wins, we will see. Good morning to Mr. Yamin and Pablo, Solomon Zenu, Martin Luther. Another appointee of John Mahama has successfully been thrown behind bars. More to follow. In Sawam prison will justify the real armed robbers in this country. Amino in Sawam. Good morning, Roselyn. Please, we want official one and at the same time a dead goat should produce his colleague Tamakloe for us, and Bernard should lead us to demonstrate and fail to do so, meaning his stomach direction with the NDC. You see the dead goat man there, he's pretending like he can't talk. Who is the dead goat man? Good morning, beautiful Roselyn. The best legacy NPP can leave for their appointees is to expand in Sawam prison so their appointees from 2025 would get nice places to sleep in Sawam. Metal Nunu. Really? Good morning, Roselyn. Is NPP communicators still young for propaganda power? Will change. Calling somebody a thief, ask him about Al Jazeera report to Kwame Nkrumah Ghana, Moses from Nigeria. Good morning, Madam Host. It pains me when I switch on my television set and I see young, able men and women defending the wrongdoing of the politician, most especially defending the government of the day. Let's condemn their art. What is special about the minister of the ruling government? May God have mercy on their souls. But let them not forget that they are not immortal, and one day they shall return to their maker to give an account of everything that they have done on this earth. I rest my case. Benjamin from Aflao, border K2. Hassan Sisi, I've read your message. Okay, so this one says, good morning. It's pathetic how this MASLOC is always used to defraud the country. In that Sedinam case, many people ought to be jailed than just Sedinam. How does any company pay another company through personal account and are left to go? How does company pay another company through personal account and are left to go? How does MASLOC advance loan to a rural bank? Do rural banks take loans from government rather than banks? Every criminal must be dealt with and every stolen money retrieved. Walter Asin. Okay, so unfortunately, I have so many messages, but I can't read all. So Isiedwa will come and continue with the reading. But I want to say a very big thank you to my guest who made it this morning. Kwesi.
Yes, but
Because unfortunately, time will not permit
just
us.
give me just 2 minutes.
We are wishing somebody happy birthday.
No, respectful.
Are you wishing somebody happy birthday?
No, just 1 minute.
Because I don't, Brenda, will you permit? Okay, 30 seconds from each. Yes.
Roselyn, my colleague, senior calls this government a useless government. You call a government that has given each constituency an ambulance a useless government. A government that is still paying teachers.
Ambulance, the 40 ambulance.
Gideon, everybody has
that hasn't
30
owed teachers arrears a useless government. You call a government that has revived so many collapsed companies a useless government. Then how would we describe your government that was paying teachers 3 months when they had read for 3 years? A government that supervised over 4 years of total darkness in this country. A government that supervised over gross corruption and thievery in the Fourth Republic. If there is any government that has been clouded with people who know how to steal from the public purse, it is the NDC.
Your time is up.
And the records from the court has proven that NDC are very good at stealing.
Okay.
How can we jail your NCA board chairman and your NCA CEO?
This government has shown that they are thieves.
So that's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true. That cannot be true.
MPP is the gunum of corruption.
Mention one MPP appointee that has been convicted.
No, wait. You talk about doing so. As you speak, no. You are suffering. You are suffering from power diabetes.
When you were talking, I allowed you to talk.
You see, you are a bunch of thieves. No, and it's so clear.
Gideon is on floor. You have 30 seconds.
No, what's your basis?
You have 30 seconds.
What is your basis? No, it is not about me doing my national service or doing my
let's end it here.
What is your basis for doing national service? Oh, it is
national
service.
Mute their microphones. Gentlemen, Bernard.
Big tips.
All right, on that note, we'll end this segment. This has been the news segment. Of course, we are in the political year, so this is expected. Don't forget to go to Franco Trading Enterprise and get all your gadgets. Is it mobile phone you're looking for? Is it television set you're looking for? Is it tabletop fridges? Is it AC air conditioners, or it is actually CCTV cameras? Just look no further. Go to Franco Trading Enterprise because they have all of that. And also they have, they are running a promo that is up to 30% discount. You can download the app on your phone, Franco Trading app on your phone, or actually go on the website www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise still phone Papa Fie. My guests have been Kwesi Boche, who represented the NPP, Gideon Tettey Tetteh, who represented the NDC, and Bernard Mornah, who represented the PNC. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here. Up next is What's Trending with Esiedua Akumi. You have to stay.
Newsflash was brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fie.